Welcome back everyone, this is the 21st episode of my Dragon Age Origins Hardcore 100% playthrough. In this episode we will go to Redcliffe and make sure that the village is ready for the upcoming battle. But first we will visit Slim in Denerim because he can give us a lot of opportunities to make some gold.
Indeed.
Yes.
The reason why I ignored him this far is because in order for you to get all of the quests, you need to have both stealth and stealing unlocked the first time you talk to him. Otherwise you will completely lose those quests. Since we haven't unlocked stealing yet, we would have missed out on a lot of gold this way.
Message for you, milady. More things to deliver. Goodbye.
Now the little kid from the Crow's quest. We'll do that later. So now we go to Wade's Emporium, because there is a locked chest there with a love letter in it, which should give us enough XP to level up. Go for it, Leliana.
It's done.
There we go, so we reach level 14. Obviously we put everything on Dex. We pick up our second specialization, which is going to be Duelist. We get the Stealing skill. And we will pick up the Dueling Sustainable ability. As long as this ability is active, it will give us plus 10 attack, which will make us miss much less. Later we can upgrade it with the Keen Defense passive, which will add plus 10 defense as well. Which is basically why I picked up Upset Balance, even though I don't really use the skill, but it's a requirement if we want to get Keen Defense. For Leliana, we will also boost her Dexterity, and we pick up the Ranger specialization for her. We will also get her another Tactic slot, and the Wolf. Morrigan gets 3 point on willpower and the Petrify spell. Petrify is an extremely powerful disabling spell. With high enough magic, it can even hold bosses and delete bosses for many seconds.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to Wade's Emporium. We have the finest armors in Denerim, maybe in all of Ferelden. How may we assist you? You're obviously not from around here. Wade is possibly the most brilliant armorsmith in all of Ferelden.
That's not true, Herin. The dwarves of Orzammar make the finest armors around. These piles of rust droppings you forced me to make are worthless compared to their work. You never let me have the time, the materials to make something special.
Customers expect their armor in a timely fashion, not years late like the last time.
That happened once, just once, and you never let it drop. I am.
Wade owns the Emporium, but without expert assistance and, well, prodding, let's just say the Emporium has improved substantially with our partnership.
But I do miss the good old days. I could really take my time to make quality.
Oh, by all means, you can return to them. And to the gruel you used to fancy.
No. Sorry, Herin.
Certainly.
Okay, let's just see what I can sell. Well, since Leliana already has a helmet, and the Long Runner's cap is a bit too heavy for me, I will just sell both, along with the pushback strikers. As I said, these gloves are great for melee rogues, and we happen to be melee rogues, but I don't plan to change my Dalish armor set. So now that we have stealing unlocked, let's meet Slim.
Hello there, Warden. I'm a friend. I've heard you're putting up the good fight against Loghain and Hal, right? Good for you. Make us spit on all those arrogant noble bastards. I've also heard you have certain skills. Skills of the street, you might say. No judgments here, mate. I want to help you. Your likeness has been shown to some of the guards. Managed to get a peek at it myself. The name is Slim Couldry, and if you've heard of me, I've been doing a sad job of it, haven't I? I hear a great many things, and for those who view certain pesky laws as mere nuisances, there's some ripe fruit to be plucked out there. I can point the way. All I ask is for a little slice for myself. Quite right. But unless you plan on personally robbing every rat bastard out there, and bully to you if you do, you won't know which fruit is the most ripe and delicious, eh? Bloody fruit metaphors, I know. But opportunity, it should be worth something to you up front. My share goes to a good cause. The poor. My family. I've got 15 cousins. 15! Can you imagine? My uncle must walk around with a permanent bulge. It's disturbing, that is. Well, one of my mates noticed your skills. Nice piece of work, that. Uncommon caliber, if you don't mind me saying. But I need to know what else you can do. Ever done bump and grabs? Do much blending in shadows? Different opportunities for different folk, you know. Oh, you're multi-talented, are you? Don't get much of that in these parts. Since the guard will hang or skewer you if you get caught, it makes advancement dicey. Now that we have that settled, just ask away. One point. I don't like blood much. Call me old-fashioned, but the Maker says thou shalt not strangle, decapitate or whatnot unless the other fellow really had it coming, eh? I realise sometimes you do what you have to, but restrained, right? So, what are you interested in? I've got a place for you. Should be easy money for you. It'll cost 1 sovereign, though. Lady Sophie is an intimate of Al Hal. Real intimate. She's visiting the country, because that's what rich folk do when the whole bloody kingdom's in danger. Sorry, they just get me so angry. Her room in the Nord Noble Tavern is unattended. That means her valuables are just there for the taking. You got the tavern staff. What? What is it? Maker's blood. Well, right. Here's your money back. Give me another chance. I know of another opportunity.
Since we already looted the room earlier, we just got our money back.
Good to see you, Warden. Fighting the good fight, eh? I've got one. Should be easy pickings. 50 silver. A lady's maid is in the marketplace. She's wearing bright green. Should be easy to spot. She's got a purse with some of her mistress's ill-gotten gems. Just relieve her of her purse, and then we both come out ahead. Good luck, Warden. You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying. I have a big opportunity for you. 4 sovereigns. Al Hal uses a warehouse in the market district from time to time. Word is, the Arl's been dipping into the city's treasury and discreetly moving silver bars to his estate in Highever. There's a fortune in that warehouse right now, and if you succeed here, Al Hal gets a big black eye. But guards will be everywhere. Not those half-assed dock guardsmen either. Generally, I'm opposed to killing, but these are the Arl's hand-picked hatchetmen, and stealth's not really an option. So, good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Okay, so first let's pick the pocket of the lady's maid. Her pouch is gonna worth exactly 1 gold.
Here I am.
And we will also pickpocket Hebron, because she has a tiara, which is a neutral gift.
Don't stare at me, child. I can have my father send you south to fight Darkspawn, you know.
Plus, she's also a bitch. Now back to Slim.
Warden, rumours are flying about the break-in at the Nord Noble Tavern, and for some odd reason, no one feels too sorry for that milk cow, Lady Sophie. In regards to our other business, one lady's maid groped and pilfered. At least that's how I'd like to imagine it happened. You want something else? I got one. Better than the last. 1 sovereign. I thought you might like this one. Sir Nancine has a fancy and expensive sword, paid for courtesy of her oppressive taxes on her lands. She's going to be at the wonders of Thedas soon, no doubt figuring new ways to kick her peasants where it hurts. This swipe will be tougher. She's got good eyes, and stealing a sword from a scabbard isn't easy. If you can blend in shadows, that might help. Good hunting to you, Warden.
Well, none of that will be necessary because we're gonna be herbalists.
This weather is miserable. Ah, a peasant. How delightful. You are? I've been meaning to stop by the apothecary. I have this tickle in the back of my throat. Is that really necessary? If I must, could you help me with the straps? This may take a moment. Oh, bloody straps. There's nothing wrong with me, right? I thought you were some sort of common thug, but you've surprised me. Here's 2 sovereigns. You don't look like much of an herbalist.
Yeah, well, thanks for the sword. Too bad that she never actually gives you that extra 2 gold. For some reason it will never appear in your inventory, even if the persuasion is successful. So let's go grab those silver bars. This is gonna involve a little bit of fighting. The second we enter the room, we will be ambushed. So obviously the most important thing is to let Alistair taunt, so he can draw aggro and make sure that Morrigan or Leliana will not get swarmed. Plus this way I can also start taking down the enemies without being bothered. Yeah, this room can be a little bit challenging, especially if those 2 elites randomly decide to attack Morrigan, but luckily only one of them did here. And once again I have to praise Stone Fist as a fantastic defensive spell. I think most people think of Stone Fist as an offensive spell, but if you put that spell on any of your AI mages and set the tactics up so that they would use it when they are being attacked by melee weapons, it will save their life a million times.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts.
You're back, eh? Once Sir Nancine realizes she's robbed, I bet she'll be furious. That's delicious. Truly well done. You have time for another? I'm following up a lead in the Palace District. I know you can't get in now, but you never know. If it all works out, it'll make you a legend. Good to see you, Warden. Fighting the good fight, eh? I'm glad you asked. It'll cost you 3 sovereigns. We're not stealing from a lass this time. We're stealing from Ban Derby. Master Tilver, the Ban silversmith, has been on holiday for the past couple of weeks, but he's in town for the day. All of his valuable, expensive goods are locked up tight, but he has the key. He's got 2 guards with him, not the cheap kind either. If you can get by them, you should be good. Luck to you, Warden.
This is also gonna be extremely easy. We're just gonna use persuasion.
Sorry, the alley's occupied.
Of course. Glad to see you again. Oh, definitely. Band Derby does throw the best parties. But you see, this isn't an opportune time. What? I mean, oh, yes. It was lovely. But you really must go. We'll meet up later. Just not now.
Okay, we got the key, so let's unlock those chests.
You're back, eh? So, you've struck again, eh? Band Derby will be foaming at the mouth. I bet all of those rich louts will be afraid to go out. I'm not sure if I have anything else handy. I'm lining something up. The bleeding perfect mark. It'll be your greatest crime yet. But so far, the opportunity hasn't presented itself. If I find a way, I'll let you know. Maybe do something else in the city. Get a drink, visit a brothel, whatever Grey Wardens do to pass the time.
So right now we have exhausted all the available missions. The rest will unlock during and after the Lens meet. So let's get back to the camp and sell all the loot that we've gathered.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, so we have 66 gold. Our goal is 87, so let's see what we can sell. Those silver bars are extremely valuable, but we still don't have enough gold. Okay, let's get rid of Zevran's weapons. You know what? I'm just gonna completely undress Ogren and sell his equipment. I mean, I know he can get cold at night, but the booze will keep him warm anyway.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
And there we have it. We have enough gold for the spell ward. Now that is a phenomenal amulet, and we will certainly put it to good use. 5 willpower, 30% magic resistance, and 10% dodge. Absolutely incredible. Let's also give the Nog Crusher to Ogren. It's not gonna protect him from the cold, but at least he's not completely defenseless now. With the spellboard, our character is almost completely done, which means it's time for us to head towards Redcliffe. So when we arrive, first I will decline the help, because Leliana's dialogue is currently bugged, and I can't get her personal quest this way. This happens if you gain too much approval before asking her about the Orlesian bards. And I didn't want to ask her about that because it would trigger a very dangerous random encounter. So the solution here is to make her lose enough approval to put her back into the interested state. That way the dialogue option will appear and we can trigger her personal quest. Technically we could also debug her with the feast day pranks, but they are forbidden with the challenge, so we need to use this method to fix her.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I, should probably have told you earlier. I told you before how Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in? The reason he did that was because... well... because my father was King Marek. Which made Caitlyn my... half-brother, I suppose. Ha! Yes, I guess it does it, that. I should use that line more often. I would have told you, but... it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Caitlyn's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry. Oh, good. I'm glad. It's not like I got special treatment for it anyhow. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it. Besides my unholy love of fine cheeses and a minor obsession with my hair, no, that's it. Just the prince thing. No! Maker's breath. Just hearing that gives me a heart attack. It's not true, anyhow. I'm the son of a commoner. It was always made clear that the throne is not in my future. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Caitlyn's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... oh no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens. See? I knew you could do it. It's easy, isn't it?
Well, here we are. We have arrived. We're gonna have a lot to talk about during this segment, so let's get started.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us? So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard? He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying.
Apparently everyone seems to agree that a blight is the perfect time to start killing each other. Marvelous, really.
We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Al Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainersphere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Tern Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things. What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Caitlyn risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother? Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault. Because each night they return, their ranks bolstered with our recently dead, and we are desperate for help.
It seems there is no end to the demands upon your time. Let us seek your allies elsewhere.
With Caitlyn dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
I know Alistair, and I trust those he chooses to travel with. What do you say?
We're just going to abandon these people to their fate? Surely you don't mean that. I see you're taking the Grey Warden reputation for ruthlessness to heart.
What a relief that you do not intend to mire us in this pitiful mess. Let us be underway soon.
I see. That's disappointing.
I'm sorry, my lord. You have to understand, as Grey Wardens, the Darkspawn are our primary concern.
I suggest you leave the village, then. We have much to prepare for, and your presence would surely be a distraction. Thank you, Thomas. Please return to your post and continue keeping an eye out. Report to Murdoch on your way.
Yes, Van Tegan.
Okay, let's quickly fix Leliana's dialogue and then pull a psych on Van Tegan.
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her. Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of. Looking for little old me? Yes? What's on your mind? Where did you hear this? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards. Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are. Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players. I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to see the Maker brought me here.
Have you thought about it some more? Will you help us?
How pointless to help these villagers fight an impossible battle. One would think we had enough to contend with elsewhere.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the Chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle. Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Well, say no more. Let's start whipping this village into shape.
Let us pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness.
They're gone.
Blessed art thou.
On the left there is another widow for the Irregulars quest, and on the right there is Jetta.
Yes? All right, let me take a look. I feared this day would come.
But I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the chant of light to the chastened. But I haven't heard from them since. I am. You've heard of me? I thought that might be the case. Thank you for telling me. Maker's blessings upon you.
Sadly, we have nothing to give her because we didn't pick it up in the Korkari Wilds.
I'm so scared. Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet. Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible. You poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too. You will. Thank you so much. Please find him.
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
Walking corpses. Do you think it's something in the water?
No. It's a demon in the castle, Leliana. But you were very close.
Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Pray, and hope for a miracle. So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens. For more reasons than you care to hear, I bet. Still, there's no reason to think Bantegan's lost his mind. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy.
Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge. Morale's about what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop, and the men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help. Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them? His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first. I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then?
Well, let's convince that Smith that it's his best interest not to die.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left. Huh? Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough. All right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
Maker's breath. What is that smell? It's like someone set a brewery on fire.
Somebody's been drinking.
So I let you in. You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are? A Grey Warden, is it? It takes all kinds. Funny, you didn't sound like an elf through the door. Can't say I expected that. Anyhow, my name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted? My girl, Leliana, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone! Why not? It's not like we're going to live past the night anyhow. Or are you going to save us? Is that so? Maybe it's the drink talking, but you almost sound like you believe that. It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night. If you look for Leliana, I'll reopen the smithy and make some repairs for the militia. I can do that much. Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either.
You were asking a great deal, you wretched little man.
I want a promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can. I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least.
Oh, lovely. Shall we next begin rescuing kittens from trees?
Right then. It seems I have some work to do relighting the forge, and I suppose I'll have to find some iron. Maybe at the mill. Oh, Murdoch just better send his men here as soon as possible if I'm gonna get to all these repairs and get them done by nightfall. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Here's his little hidden stash. As long as you convince him that you will save his daughter, he will open it for you.
Hey, I see you found my hiding place. I stuck some old equipment in there before Murdoch could get his hands on it.
Otherwise, you would have to kill him.
I don't think there's anything you'll need in there. But it's hard to say. I was in a bit of a rush when I filled it up. Yeah, let me open it for you. I have the key.
The contents are a bunch of pretty bad quality items. 1 dagger, 1 sword, a full set of armor, and a shield. This can change if you actually kill Owen, then the hiding spot will contain a bag of armor, which you can give to Murdoch, so he can arm the militia with that. There's another guy here from the Irregulars quest, Scraping the Barrel. He's in this house here, overlooking the village. It's a beautiful location.
Yes? What can I do for you? I knew this time would come. I should have listened to my wife. Don't sign that paper, she said. They might pay you a few sovereigns now, but they'll be back. Blast. I'll see you on the front lines, I suppose.
Yeah, he's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed. Imagine building a house overlooking an entire village and a beautiful lake, and then not have a single window. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk to Sir Perth.
There's one thing I do not understand, Alistair.
Just the one thing.
About you, perhaps. Why the deception over your parentage?
I'd figure you'd be the sort who knows all about deception.
I do. And what use the deception might have had ended when King Caitlyn perished, did it not?
Maybe. I guess I was sort of hoping that would go away.
The truth does not go away.
I didn't say it was a good plan.
On the top of this hill there is another little flower for Leliana, which will help us boost her approval back where it was before we came to Redcliffe.
No word from the castle?
All is still, as it has been for days. It is an unnatural stillness, as though there is naught in there but death.
Say no more. The Arl lives, and I will not listen to your inauspicious chatter.
Inside the mill, on the right side, there is a crate which has another love letter.
Greetings, Grey Warden. I am as relieved as Ban Tegan is to see you here. I must admit, I do not know how to address an elf in your position. I do not wish to be rude. Grey Warden it is, then, and thank you kindly. I am Sir Perth, until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now, my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with the Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost. We have sufficient armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance. Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures. Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered. That gladdens my heart to hear it. As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
So, as I understand, the morale change is supposed to be a little bit of a health boost for the knights. Unfortunately, even if you do get the amulets from Mother Hannah, due to a bug, their morale will never change. So getting the amulets is kind of useless, but we will still get them.
You are of elven blood and a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that. Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a woman of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task? I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give. I can pray with them and give them my blessing, but Sir Perth wants me to call upon the Maker to shield them from evil.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing, you know.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that. I suppose their belief in the Maker's power could inspire them, but it just seems like trickery. Very well. If it keeps them alive, I will do what I must. I have a number of silver-cast holy symbols. Tell Sir Perth that he can have them, and that wearing them will confer the Maker's protection. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Okay, so we got the amulets, which is, you know, completely useless, but at least we got them. Now let's go find Caitlyn's brother. This one is Caitlyn's house. Bevan is in the small room on the right, inside the closet.
And I'm off.
Ah! What are you doing? All right, I'll come out. Please, don't hurt me. I'll go back to the Chantry if you want. I didn't mean any harm. I can't tell you. It's a secret. You could. Alright, I guess. Father said I could have his sword when I grew up. It was Grandfather's. And Grandfather was a great dragon slayer. I thought, if I was brave like Grandfather, I could use his sword and kill the bad people who took Mother. In the chest, in Mother's room, Father gave me a key, but I'm not supposed to give it to anyone. I guess you're right. I should help defend the village, shouldn't I? Father would have if he were here. Oh, alright. Here's the key. I hope you use it to kill a lot of those bad people. I should go back to the Chantry. Good luck.
Okay, let's go upstairs and get that sword. The green blade is one of the most useless sword in the game, in my opinion, unless you're doing the Nature of the Beast quest and you don't have any other high tier weapons. It gives a pretty good bonus damage against beasts, but it's not really useful in this undead situation here. So once the siege is over, you can just give it back to Caitlyn. And by the way, if you give it back, it will still remain in your inventory, so you can just sell it. This is the house of Dwin, so let's just introduce ourselves.
Wonderful. Intruders. I hope you have a good reason for breaking and entering into my home. No, have to run the place. It's not like I could stop people like you anyway. The name's Dwin. Pleased to meet you. Now, kindly tell me why you're here. You broke into my house for that? It must be worth something to you then. If that's all you want, sure. Now, why don't you take your sword and leave? Surviving. We have supplies to last for quite some time. And my boys and I can swing a weapon better than any of those fools out there. You look more than competent. With you out there, they don't really need me, do they? Maybe. Let's hear what you've got. You might just be able to pull that off. Fine. I'll throw in with the militia. For now. You better be out there too when the sun goes down. I'm not fighting for a lost cause, you hear me?
It's funny that he says he'll throw in with the militia, and yet he fights with the knights during the attack. I would actually prefer him with the militia. It would be much easier to keep them alive if he would be there to soak up some damage. So let's go back to Perth and tell him that we have his amulets.
Stop fidgeting.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal. Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
Must we do this? The faith that will protect these men must come from their heart, surely.
If they are the same as the symbols worn by their priests, well, that would more than suffice. I will send some men to collect the amulets. Please give my regards to Mother Hannah for seeing some sense at last. As you wish, Grey Warden. Make her watch over you.
So now I think it's high time for us to visit the tavern, which is the best place to boost the morale of the militia. The morale works differently when it comes to the militia. Once they have high enough morale, they will use skills that they wouldn't use otherwise. Most notably, if you give them free ale, they will use scatter shot. And that's a skill that we absolutely need them to use. Otherwise, I think we're gonna take a lot of casualties when it comes to the militia. Especially since I can't switch to Morrigan to heal them or put them into a force field.
Another doomed soul come to drown their sorrows here, I see. If you came here for a drink, you'd have to talk to Lloyd. He's got a vice grip on the spigots. I'm just here to keep the boys from mutiny. Not much. He's very quiet. Says his name's Beric and he's here to meet his brother, but I think he's lying. He's a bit creepy. What business? Without the castle soldiers, the only customers we have are local. And they're all in the militia with no money to spend. The few with any money are here, but it's not enough to justify working. Lloyd's a greasy pig. And if I didn't need this job so badly, he gropes me and pays me next to nothing. But I suppose it could be worse. Not like I've got many options. No, that'll just make things worse. And that's very sweet, but I'll be fine. I'd like that. And maybe we could talk after the battle tonight. If we're still here, that is. Later on, yes. Lloyd will lock himself in the cellar, and I'll go to the chantry. Are you fighting tonight? That's good to hear. I didn't know that. Keep safe.
Not looking for company. We have nothing in common. You're Dalish. I'm not here to talk.
There's something about this man's demeanor. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But you do, don't you? I know a spy when I see one.
Look, just because you're an elf doesn't mean we should be friends. I was just told to... I mean, just leave me alone. Nothing! Nobody told me to do anything. Just because you're a Grey Warden doesn't mean you can go around threatening people. I just, overheard it, that's all. If you'll excuse me, I want to get to the chantry before the sun goes down. But I never... Oh, all right, I'll tell you. Just don't hurt me. This is more than I bargained for. Look, they just paid me to watch the castle and send word if anything should change. But they never said anything about monsters. I haven't even been able to report anything since this started. I'm stuck, same as you, I swear. Here, this is a letter from them. It has instructions and everything. Keep it, do whatever you want with it. I just thought I was serving the king and making a bit of coin on the side. You have to believe me. Oh, all right, I'll do it. Thank you for your mercy. I won't forget it.
Unfortunately, during the attack, the elf joins the knights instead of the militia, which would clearly need him more.
I can't believe Lloyd won't even give us some free ale. A time like this, and all he thinks about is turning a profit.
Did you expect any different? That bastard's always been cheaper than an ante from the hall.
Here we are defending the village, and he don't even have the decency to help us out.
I was drunk for the last 2 fights, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you fought those things, you'd know.
Lloyd is charging us for coin we don't even got anymore. Nobody's working right now. We're all just trying to survive.
Ah, what difference does it make? He won't care.
Hello there, friend. Can't say we've ever met before. Stranger to the village, I take it. Haven't had many travelers lately. All this nonsense is bad for business. Bet you regret coming, yes? Oh, you know, evil creatures, impending doom, civil war, and the Earl's dead in the castle. Makes you thirsty, don't it? So, what'll it be? You are here to drink, I hope. Right, I've got some supplies too, in case you're interested. With the store closed down, it doesn't hurt to pick up some of the slack, eh?
Because of the dialogue that I will choose, he will restock his inventory. So let's quickly grab the ale and the deep mushroom.
Hey, what can Lloyd get you? Why shouldn't I? They may not have much coin, but I'm not giving it away for free. Hey, there's no need for that kind of talk. That's murder. Hey, look, see, 80 silvers. I could pay you to protect me. There's no need for any unpleasantness. Yes, of course. You could be part owner. No, full owner. Anything you need. Here's 80 silvers as your share of the profits. What else can I get you, partner? Business is dead. Dead, dead, dead. This is all I have. Take it, eh? Anything for my partner, right? Why shouldn't I? They may not have much coin, but I'm not giving it away for free. Right, almost forgot about that. Well, they can have their ale for morale purposes and such. Right then, you men over there, drinks are on the house. All militia drink for free.
Oh, you're a saint, Lloyd. Ha ha!
If them creatures don't kill me, I swear they'll bleed me dry. What else can I get you, partner? Right. Have a nice day, partner. Nice to see you again, partner. Right, of course, it's free for you, being a partner and all.
Well, since the tavern is mine now, let me just quickly grab everything. Also, the reason why I didn't make Lloyd join the fight is because Lloyd is incredibly difficult to keep alive during the night, and my goal, of course, is to try to keep everyone alive. So he would just be a massive liability. So here's an information that I have not seen anywhere, including the wiki. During that talk with the militia inside the tavern, the guy who sits at the corner of the table, the one who says, "We're all just trying to survive," that guy can actually die during the attack, and no one will care. So even if he's killed, Bantegan would still say that everyone survived, and you would also get the reward for keeping everyone alive. So I'm not sure why that guy's life doesn't matter to Redcliffe. Maybe he's the village idiot or something. But he's the only character who's totally expendable. Unlike, of course, Lloyd, which is why we have to keep his sorry ass in the tavern. I'm heading towards the general store, which contains a chest, a note, and a bunch of oil. Once you notice the oil, you can tell Perth about it, and they will turn it into a fiery trap during the attack. Actually, this oil is something that I almost never set up. On any other difficulty than casual, the fiery trap will deal friendly fire, and the knights, they just love run into it. So even though I will notice the oil, I will not tell Perth about it. Also, an interesting thing is that whenever someone enters the radius of this fiery trap, the indicator actually shows physical damage. Okay, so I guess all that's left is to tell Murdoch that we are ready.
I hear you got the tavern serving the militia free ale now. While I don't favor my men being drunk come sundown, I suppose it helps morale to have their minds taken off what's to come. You have my thanks. Well, it looks like Owen's finally doing the repairs we need. The damn fool is falling over drunk and still manages to make smithying look easy. Good enough, I say. I'll inform Bantigan the militia is ready to fight. We'll give those bastards a welcome they won't soon forget. I hope you're right. We may just be village folk, but we're going to fight like there's no tomorrow. Thanks for persuading him to come out here. He's going to be a great help. I just know it. There's not much time before sundown. The men's spirits are high for now. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Dwin's presence makes the men a bit more confident. It helps to know a veteran is on our side tonight. My men are getting free drinks at the tavern. I suppose it's better to drown your fears rather than go mad waiting for certain death. I'm tempted to have a few ales myself. Since you convinced Owen to start repairs, we're pretty well armed now. That is a relief, let me tell you. Overall, I'd say the militia's very ready to fight. Never thought I'd say that, but there you go. Is there anything else? I have a good feeling about tonight.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. So, let's just get some rest. Let's go back to the camp.
Where are you going? I thought you were gonna help us. If you go, I doubt we'll still be here when you get back. I'm just saying.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
I lied to you, you know, about why I left Orlais. I didn't feel like talking about it then, what happened to me. Maybe it will affect us, maybe not, but you should know. I came to Ferelden and the Chantry because I was being hunted in Orlais. I was framed, betrayed by someone I thought I knew and could trust. Marjolaine. She was my mentor and friend. She taught me the bardic arts, how to enchant with words and song, to carry myself like a highborn lady, to blend in as a servant. The skills I learned, I used to serve her, my bard master, because I loved her, and because I enjoyed what I did. You can say it was my fault. There was a man I was sent to kill. I was to bring Marjolaine everything he carried. I don't know who this man was. She gave me a name and a description, and I hunted him down. I found documents on his body, sealed documents. My curiosity got the better of me. Something told me that I needed to know what was in those letters. Marjolaine had been selling all kinds of information about Orlais to other countries, Nevara and Antiva among others. It was treason. Some. But I had always assumed Marjolaine only operated within Orlais. This was an unhappy surprise for me. My life as bard taught me that my loyalties should be kept fluid. My concern was not that she was a traitor, but that her life would be in danger if she was caught. Orlais has been at war with so many countries. It takes a harsh view of such things, as I later discovered. I should have left well alone, but I didn't. I had to tell Marjolaine I feared for her life. She brushed aside my concern. She admitted her guilt, but said it was in the past. That is why the documents had to be destroyed, she said. I believed her. I kept believing up till the moment they showed me the documents, altered by her hand, to make me look the traitor. The Orlesian guards. They captured me. Did terrible things to make me confess and reveal my conspirators. It was a traitor's punishment I endured. And at the end of it, all that awaited me was eternity in an unmarked grave. The skills Marjolaine taught me were good for something at least. I broke free when I saw the opportunity. I did not seek Marjolaine out. If she thought I was coming for her, she would have me caught again. I was tempted to confront her. I was furious, betrayed. But what could I do against her? And so I fled to Ferelden, to the Chantry and the Maker. Ferelden protected my person, and the Maker saved my soul. And that is the reason I am here. The real reason. No more lies between us, at least in this. It feels good to have this off my chest. Thank you for listening and understanding.
So there it is. Now we triggered Leliana's little dialogue, which means the next time we travel on the world map, we will get that random encounter.
If there's anything I can do for you, please, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Okay, so in the next episode we will defend Redcliffe from the undead horde. Hopefully we can keep everyone alive, but I'm not sure about that. It seems like it's gonna be pure luck if we do, because without the ability to heal the militia, the only thing we can do is kill the undead fast enough or draw aggro from them. Either way, it should be pretty exciting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna create a hard save here, and I hope we see each other again during the attack at nightfall.